many of us don't know if God exists. Someday we will know because there will be empirical evidence of God's existence.
Sure, I understand what you're saying. I had this debate actually. I debate a lot of atheists, and one of the atheists I debated, well known, his name is Matt Dillahunty. And the atheistic point of view, especially these new atheists, they're also using this kind of Enlightenment reasoning from the 18th century, is to say that, look, the only kinds of truths that we accept are empirical truths. If you can't show me a peer-reviewed study that this is the case, then I'm not going to accept it. That I'm just going to say that it's irrational. You have no evidence for it.
Well, there's another alternative, right? And the alternative is not to just reject it, but to just say, I don't know. I'm not sure about this because I can't guarantee, I can believe it, but I can't prove that it's true. I have to go on faith. That's what faith is.
But I would ask you this, just like asking you to reflect, because you believe in God. So do you believe in God more, or that black holes exist?
Well,
like in space,
black holes for sure.
You believe that like more than your belief in God?
Yeah. Belief in God is a faith.
Don't you think that kind of, that's not really reflective of like your faith? Like you live your faith every single day.
Well, I'm not really very religious. I'm personally not religious. I was at one point. I did convert to Mormonism. I went to 4 years of seminary, which is daily biblical study. Sometimes I get criticized. People say, you don't know the Bible, Kim. And I'm like, I spent 4 years literally every day studying in class, in seminary. I graduated from seminary. I can't say that for most people. And then continued to study it throughout college. It's been a long time. I've forgotten a lot. I also have my degree in philosophy. I've forgotten a lot of stuff. I'm not going to lie. It's gone out the window. Right. I'm not really religious anymore. I mean, I did have practicing faith, but not as much anymore. And the reason I think is because I really believe unless you can empirically study it, you cannot prove it to be true. You have to go on faith. I don't think that there's anything wrong with faith. I think it's fine to have that faith. But I do think it's a bit, when we start talking about shaping society, shaping laws, forcing people to live in a certain way based on faith, I think that is, how do I know my faith is right and your faith is wrong? And if I were a faith right now, it would not be Islam. I would not be a Muslim. If anything, I am 100% a Mormon. So, which is a Zionist, by the way, because they do believe in the literal gathering of Israel. They believe Jews must literally return to Jerusalem in order for there to be a second coming. So if I had any belief at all, I guess that would be it. But then how do we prove who's right? We won't know. I mean, one of us can only be right, though. I mean, in the end, one of us is right and one of us is wrong.
Sure. I'll address that question of force and how can you force people to follow one particular way. But let me go back to the black hole example. The point that I was trying to make is that you're not a cosmologist, right? You haven't actually studied general relativity and
right. So I have to have faith.
Papers.
I have to believe somebody telling me, right?
Yeah. And that's probably 99% of science. All of us, like, we're not keeping up with the studies. Even me, my degree from Harvard is in physics, and I got a secondary in philosophy. But the point is that a lot of what people think that they are very sure of, that they believe in science, is really from testimony of others and a kind of general social acceptance that, yes, science is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But, if you reflect for, I would say, Christians, majority of Christians and other religious people, they have this kind of personal feeling of God. And when you look at childhood studies, because there's a study of like the cognitive science of religion, when you look at children, regardless of their cultural background, it's universal actually to believe in a creator God. Mm-hmm. And they studied this and they compared, British children with Japanese children. There was an Oxford researcher named Olivera Petrovich. She wrote a book about this, where in Japan, their actual society doesn't believe in a creator God, and Shintoism doesn't believe in a creator God. Yet, when you ask Japanese children, like, who made the mountains, like who made the sun, they'll say God. Like God made those things. And this is a surprising result. It's like a universal thing. Just like children have certain moral intuitions, and they have certain logical intuitions, and they develop them over time. Empirical intuitions. They also have theistic. They have a theistic or a natural theology, and this is something universal. So what the cognitive scientists say is that belief in God is something that is as ingrained and as
Right.
intuitive as logical beliefs, empirical beliefs, etc.